I think you have to do it from the party. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I've done it.
Oh, okay, man, no problem. But yeah, basically the whole idea of soul sleep, um, it's a debate between a lot of Christian circles. I don't believe it to be true, and I can go over some reasons why I don't believe it to be true. I'll go over why I don't believe it to be true biblically, and then why I don't believe it to be true metaphysically. But what it is first
Okay.
off is this claim, this idea that once
You just cut off
someone
me. Oh yeah.
dies, their soul, the immaterial part of us, our conscious, if someone would like to call it that, um, it basically just sleeps. It's dead, along with our physical body. So like, it's almost like they kind of believe in a little bit of like um, the opposite of what we call dualism, as in saying we have a mind and a spirit, our mind and brain.
Mm.
And they just basically state that they both end at death, and then at the resurrection, which is, Christ is the first fruits of the resurrection when he rose from the dead. Then what happens next is, um, once the resurrection happens, and that's a date that isn't revealed to Christians, um, but it's prophesied within like Ezekiel, and then Jesus obviously talks about it too. Paul mentions it in 1 Corinthians 15. But basically, these ideas, you put them together, and they state that Jesus will raise all of the dead, all of the ones that are sleeping at the end of time. So then we get our consciousness back when we are resurrected. So that's the claim, and then the opposite would be that no, we don't soul sleep, we just get
We're straight to
reunited.
heaven.
Yeah, so the view is that if I or any Christian were to die right now, our physical body is in the state of sleep. So it's dead physically. It's not alive. It has no composition to it anymore. It's not going to continue living. But then my spiritual, which is my soul, that goes back to God. And there's a few verses that I would use to support this idea. One is where Paul says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. That's pretty clear. So as soon as you die in this world, you are present with Jesus. And then the second verse that I like to use is when Jesus is dying on the cross. Oh, he done
Says
left.
you
Oh,
will be with
bro
me in
just left.
paradise.
But yeah, we'll just continue. But yeah, you're right. It says exactly that. When he's dying, and the thief looks over to Jesus and says, "Lord, remember me when your kingdom come." And Jesus says, "Today you will be with me in paradise." He didn't say after 25,000 years when I come back, I'll do this for you. But like, no, he says it specifically, you will be with me today in paradise. So I think those two verses are pretty clear. They make it pretty easy to
So
come
with
to that.
the soul sleep thing, what do they
Uh-huh.
believe about people that won't go to heaven? Do they believe
Same.
that?
There's two different views. So some will say once someone dies, um, the one who is an unbeliever or the one that is not saved, if you would like to put it that way, what happens with him is he's also in a state of sleep. But then some will say at the resurrection, they go straight into condemnation, which is separation from God, hell, so to speak. And then another would say no, this is what's called annihilationism, as in they just believe they never wake up. They've been annihilated. They will
To be
know,
honest,
they would never be
that would,
conscious again.
that would be
So,
a lot nicer, to be honest, for like
right?
the people that wouldn't like go to heaven
Yeah, wouldn't want to
and
go into.
actually being
Yeah,
conscious.
that's another good point. Because like something that I found interesting in my studies of hell is there's a lot of people in their beliefs in hell believe that hell is this huge fire pit of torture and this whatnot, and that's really due to the Catholic Church and their drawings, their paintings, I should say, of medieval art. Those aren't really historical. Those are just symbolic representations of what hell is. Um, Sometimes the Bible describes hell with fire, but that's just a metaphor. And the reason why we know that is how the context is put. So like fire is something that burns physical things, but if you die and you're not saved, how could your physical body burn if you don't have a physical body, right? So like, um, more ways than not, people would describe hellfire is metaphorical, but and torture is also a bad explanation of the. It's a bad word for the terminology because torture is something that is inflicted upon you by someone, and hell is described as torment, as in it's self-inflicted. C.S. Lewis has this great line in The Great Divorce saying, the gates of hell will be locked from the inside out. So basically the idea that people that don't want to be in heaven won't be in heaven. And anybody that wants Christ will seek him and will find him in some type of way. And in some ways maybe that's not always metaphorically true, just simply because there will be some people who never come to saving faith in Jesus, but maybe they believe in God, but they believe that their own good works will save them. And Paul teaches strongly against that, that your works won't save you, it's Christ who saves. The blood of Christ that saves. But yeah, annihilationism is a type of way people go about trying to go explain these things, for sure. Good stuff, there we go. We've got one other team up this hill. Ugh. But yeah, it's really powerful
What do you
stuff.
believe about hell and heaven, then?
I believe
Is that what
heaven
you
and hell
believe?
are real, literal places. And I believe people that go to heaven don't go there on their own merit. I believe we all go there by grace, through faith. I don't believe we can save ourselves, because I believe we're all in a... we were all in some type of lifestyle, making it to where we cannot save ourselves. We've all wronged God or wronged people in some type of way. So God enters creation as a man to die for it, to pay for all of the sins of all of us humans. And through that sacrificial death, we can gain salvation. Not through what we've done, but through what he's done. And I would say, I don't believe works save us, but I do believe works are required, as James says. Works, or faith without works is dead. But the way I always describe it is like, yes, we need works because the works is what shows our salvation. Because like you can't say I believe in God, but then you don't show it. It's more so of like, this is like a Peterson line of thought. Jordan Peterson, he says, show me that you believe in God. Like that's
Yeah.
the way I view it. So yeah, I believe heaven and hell are literal places. Hell is just simply separation from God. So if you live your life separated from God in this life, you will live your life separated from God in the next life. In a basic idea, that's a short 5-minute spiel of it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. But yeah, so did we get the other guy back in here? Did he hear some of this
Yeah,
too?
he joined.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
he
Joined back
joined.
in.
You should you should preach him for real.
Yeah, yeah. So does that make sense to you guys? Like, does that?
Yeah. So
It,
so hell's not a big bowl of fire then. You're not saying
that's right.
it's like
Yeah, it's more so. It's described as darkness. And let me put it this way. So earlier I said I was going to support it biblically, theologically, but I also wanted to support it metaphysically. And what I mean by that is like due to near-death experiences and whatnot. So I've read a few books on near-death experiences over the last, I'd say, year and a half or so. I've probably read 3 books on them. And one thing that I found that's amazing, near-death experiences are just people that die and then claim to have gone to the next life. There's no scientific evidence because this,
You can't
if
prove
there is
it.
some, yeah, if there's nothing, if a soul exists, we cannot touch it because it doesn't exist materially. It's kind of like a thought. I have a thought, but I can't feel, touch, or prick my thought with some kind of scientific method. I just believe it to be true due to logical reasoning. And same way with the soul. If a soul exists, this would be the best way to show that it exists. And so many people have these experiences of what we call near-death experiences. So sometimes people are in a car crash and they die immediately. And as soon as they die, oh snap! As soon as they die, they claim to be in a heavenly realm or something of that sort. It's all different connotations. Some, describe it as a beautiful, blissful place where they feel more alive than they ever have in their life. And then some will say that it wasn't pleasant at all, and they'll describe it as a dark, blackening pit. And from the Old Testament, this is what they called Sheol, and it's just a Hebrew word meaning realm of the dead. So this is where the dead would go, awaiting the resurrection who were not saved. And that's basically what it is. Hell is a darkening pit. Described a lot in the Old and New Testament. By Jesus and others. Because sometimes Jesus will describe it as fire and the gnashing of teeth, but then other times he'll describe it as a dark pit. So, or a place of darkness. And I think when you compare, you can see the one is metaphorically true and the other one is literally true. Some near-death experiences are fascinating because people will go there and they'll claim that they can't even see their hand in front of their face, or they're separated from other people. They know there's people around them, but they can't really go and talk to them and speak with them. And it's just a place where they just ruminate on their wrongdoings and things in life. And in one way, it almost is their heaven because they don't want God. They don't want Jesus. You know what I mean? Like they don't.
Perhaps.
They're happy with some of the ways that things are, but at the same time they're sad.
Those
in
guys
other
medallions,
aspects.
no wonder.
Oh yeah. Come and get, oh snap! He took you all the way out. That's crazy.
Yeah. I was sniping him, hit him once, and
I'll grab your thing and finish up this fight.
Aim for 80.
I'm out of energy.
grab my sniper.
Oh yeah.
Grab my sniper, shotgun, everything you need. Don't worry about.
Actually, my
Take what you need. I don't care. Just keep the fight going.
poor forts are perfect. Oh no.
Good knock.
Let's go.
You know,
So, yeah.
one guy below you.
Dadgummit. This is rough.
Last 12 guys. Just 2 tick, you'll be fine.
Woo, good stuff.
Nice.
Oh man. Right. Yeah, you get like a little mixture in these lobbies. It's kind of funny. Oh snap. Oh, there's
You
a
get
car right
sweats.
by
I'm
us.
getting sniped.
Oh,
my
no.
days, where are they? Oh, they're over there on that
They're to
hill.
your left.
Oh, they're behind us. No way.
Oh,
Damn, that's crazy.
we were doing well that game. We had like 27 kills or something.
Yeah, we were going
Bro,
off.
those aren't